Hi guys, I'm Angie Sanchez. For the sake of this video, I am a past life regression hypnosis. I am certified in quantum healing hypnosis, and in this particular video, I'm going to talk about consciousness and time travel. And I do have a fun question I want to ask you guys so that you're able to apply to your own personal life at any given time. So check out the question at the very end and stick around and let's get started. You may ask, how are people able to go to past lives? So they're able to go to past lives because when you do a regression, or when you do and people can do it in a meditative state, you pause time, and that's time in this physical realm. So physical realm meaning if you're watching this video on a phone, or if you're watching it on a laptop or on a television, that's physical. You can touch it, that's the 3D world that we live in. But subconsciously, your conscious mind is able to, within that world, let's say you're meditating, or let's say you're doing a past life regression. So you're laying down, you kind of hit the pause button. You hit the pause button on life. So what we're doing is we're literally playing a DJ in time. We're grabbing consciousness and we're asking it to move through different dimensions, through different existences of yourself. So think of yourself as having many layers, many existences, and not only happening in this time, but also happening in other times of our universe. So let's say 1,000 years ago, you're having an experience in a developing country or in a primitive country. It could be, let's say, the Amazon forest. And you're living in a hut, or you're living amongst a community. And we then take your consciousness as you're lying down, as you're pausing consciousness, as you're pausing your third dimensional reality, and we're moving consciousness back to that time. And again, the time is not determined by me, but it's determined by the client's subconscious self, which is then showing them something that will help them heal, or will add value to their current life or their current situation. All right, back to time. So back to time and consciousness, because that's really what we're talking about here. So I want you to think about consciousness, then kind of just traveling through this timeline, going from here to here, and then from here, then moving here, then moving here, then moving here. For example, if you think about a happy time when you were a child, and you think about, let's say your mom was cooking, or your father was cooking, or your favorite relative was cooking, and you remember the sense that the person was baking. Let's say they were making sweet potato pie or sweet potatoes, and you can smell the sweet potato in the air. You remember looking up at that person. You remember what they look like, what they're dressed like. So again, that's not necessarily a tangible thing that's happening because you can't feel it. You can't physically touch it, but your mind remembers it. Your memory is functioning. Your consciousness hasn't traveled to that time when you were a child, and you're able to relive that moment. Now, your perspective may be as an adult or a teenager if you're watching this video, but your perspective is now as an adult, looking back to that moment where you're a child and simply appreciating the dish, or simply appreciating the smells in the air that you weren't so much experiencing in that moment because you're so caught up in eating, or you're like, oh, I want to learn this, I want to learn that. But when you think of your memory, you're like, oh, that was my favorite memory of this particular dish in the kitchen being cooked. It really takes you back to appreciation, one, and two, perhaps wanting to integrate that into your current family, or wanting to integrate that into your circle of friends that you consider family. So perhaps preparing this dish, or learning it, or asking your grandmother or whoever made this particular dish. So again, it's simple consciousness, just simply traveling through time, just like a simple memory. And that's how we're able to navigate through past life regression. This is a very, 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 very simplified explanation. I can go into many, many more details, but for the sake of this video, I just want to keep it short and sweet. The question I wanted to ask you guys, the exercise I want to give you, is think of yourself in 2 years. Think of the you in 2 years from now. What do you want to be? What do you want to do? When you open your laptop, what kind of tasks do you want to open that laptop up to? I want you to get specific. What kind of people are you attracting into your life? What kind of people do you surround yourself with? What do you wake up doing in the morning? So anyways, get really, really detailed as to who it is that you are and what it is that you're doing. And I want you to find that you in 2 years, and I want you to see what that you in 2 years is advising you, or what they're asking you to do. Align yourself with that person that you want to create, and see what it is that you can do today to get there, to be that person and bring that person into reality. So it can be like, get started now. It can be let go of that fear. It can be many things. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I always hope that this brings you a new insight, that this brings you a new perspective. Obviously, it's not everything, so I am going to create a series on consciousness, talking about different aspects of consciousness and ways that we can utilize them to really help and create our own reality. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you're new to my channel, do subscribe, like, and I'd love you guys to comment and share, if you feel called to, what it is that your your self in 2 years is asking you to do. So thank you guys so much. Sending you guys infinite blessings, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.